have a misunderstanding on where the pain comes from. If you have anxiety, fibromyalgia, fatigue syndrome, backache, neck ache, joints hurt, arthritis, you did not just create this pain. It didn't come out of just nowhere, but sometimes it does. But years have been just set in to where the body starts hurting. I give you an example. I have arthritis in my hands. And 15 years ago, I started feeling finger pain. And it was always after I ate certain foods. I know I can remove it if I stopped eating sugar, if I stopped drinking alcohol. It took me 15 years to stop drinking alcohol, but I'm slowly working on the sugar. And we'll talk about how to stop eating foods that cause pain. But it all starts with the stomach. All our pains, aches, all the joints, all the anxiety, all the overthinking, everything starts with the stomach first. And there's two other things that can cause it, but we'll talk about that later. One of them is your mind um, blocking us from moving forward. But I'm going to start with the stomach because there's uh, a lot of explanation to be discussed with the stomach and what's going on. It's like another brain. So when we have these thoughts between our ears, these are what creates us to feel bad, right? But our stomach, if we're not treating our stomach the way we're supposed to, like you would treat your car, you always get a tune up, you always get an oil change, you always put gas in it. When you don't do these things, your car falls apart. When your car falls apart, it doesn't work, right? It's the same thing with your body. You've got to put the right kinds of foods and liquids in your body to make it function. Now, if you put years of drugs and alcohol, medication, junk food, sugar, candy, ice cream, cake, all the yummy good stuff in your belly, you're going to start malfunctioning years later. How many years did you do that until you stop doing it? So if you don't stop doing it, you're going to have issues. So here's how you can tell through your aches and pains and your fatigue what's going on with your stomach. Um, I talk about my stomach. I have this pregnant looking stomach, and mine is lack of bacteria. So there's four things that cause our stomach to get out of balance. It's overabundance of candida, parasites, uh, bacteria. Now you can have too much bacteria, too little bacteria, but if just a little too much is okay, that's okay. But if there's a big major difference in, you have a scale from 1 to 10. If it's under 1, if it's over 10, you have too much, too little, it's not going to function right, throwing off the whole body and causing aches and pains. So when you eat foods and they don't digest properly, they're not absorbing properly. You might have what is that, leaky gut. um, you're not getting the proper nutrients dispersed through your body. If you don't get the proper nutrients through your body's not functioning right. This will make you tired, aches and pains. You've got these limbs to have all the nutrients get through every single cell of your body, transforming, transporting through your body, through the blood, through the veins. Um, and you want to make sure you put the right stuff in your body. So I'm going to tell you the first trick to figure out if you have candida is to stick out your tongue and look at your tongue in the mirror. I don't have a mirror, but I can look at my cell phone. And if you have a white coat on your body, tongue, I'm a little off today. I'm going to just tell you right now, I'm fighting a cold, I think. So, this video might be I might have to erase, delete, and start over. No, it won't. But I'm thinking about it. If you have a white coat, if your tongue is white, I just hung out with somebody yesterday and her tongue was totally white. I'm going to go back and tell her she has candida. So usually when you have extra pounds on your body, you could have candida. You'll tell by your tongue. You might have yeast. For women, we have yeast infections. You have a white coat on your tongue. That means you have an overabundance of candida. Parasites, I can only share with you about muscle testing, which I'm going to do that in a different video with parasites. Bacteria, you do need to go to a doctor. There's also mold. One of the things, the exercise I'm going to teach you tomorrow is how to test yourself and then go to a doctor and get retested. But you can kind of share with your body. Your body talks to you and tells you what's going on if you have any of these ailments, these hijackers that take away from your body feeling good. So, if that makes sense, the first thing you want to do is change your diet. So, if all of you don't know this, I'm on a cooked foods only. So for every diet, I think we are all from different planets because what works for that person could poison that person. I just had somebody yesterday telling me to eat lots of raw fruits and vegetables. And I told them that might work for one person. It's not going to work for me. That's why I haven't gotten better because I don't produce enough bacteria. If you don't produce enough bacteria in your stomach, you're not going to be able to break down the foods properly. And if you can't break down the foods properly, your stomach's going to blow up with the air. You're going to be fatigued and you're going to have achy joints, achy muscles. You're going to be foggy. You're going to lose your memory daily every second. You're going to be unmotivated. So this is how I've been. But trying to get the bacteria back in the body is another, it's different for me compared to the next person. Somebody else could have too much bacteria. So for me, in order to get the bacteria in my stomach, I have to eat cooked foods. I have to eat some fats because fats also help with leaky gut. Leaky gut is where your body has holes in the intestines. Um, and in the intestines, it's leaking, your nutrients is leaking out through your intestines instead of going through your body and being absorbed through the stomach. And then there's irritable bowel syndrome. There's more holes down at I think that's the large intestine. And I don't get into the anatomy on here. That's what a doctor does. Oh, just to let you know, I am not a doctor. I am a spiritual healer, an intuitive healing coach. And through my learnings, I'm being educated every day and teaching the world how to heal yourself. So I've been healing myself for years after doctors told me I'm supposed to be on drugs. I'll never feel better. I have changed my diet. And now I'm at the point where, and it's worked in the past. This time it's really difficult. I changed my diet and it doesn't work because I cheat. Why do we cheat? Because we need something to feel good, right? So I cheat because that inner child is blocking me from healing. And if you listen in my videos, I talk about that. You've got to stay strong. And I'm doing a meditation next week to share with you how to talk to your subconscious to say, let's get healthy. It's okay to get healthy. We don't need you anymore. It's time to heal. Anyways, we're talking about the stomach today. So, the stomach, so in order to fight and heal the stomach and repair it, you've got to change your diet, period. You could take enzymes and probiotics and eat healthy, but you've got to consistently do it. It could take 6 months to a year. Now, the first time, so this is how I did it the first time. I went grain free, sugar free, dairy free, meat free, alcohol. Did I already say alcohol? Drug free. Um, I don't take medication. If you're on medication, you need to keep on your medication. But this will help get some of those colonies of whatever those hijackers are, and it'll lower the consistency of what's off balance. So if you have a thyroid condition, that also can be thrown off by the stomach not working properly. The stomach needs to work properly in order for it to transfer and get those nutrients throughout the body. If you're not eating healthy, your brain can't work because the food's not getting to the brain, right? That's why you need to eat brain food, vegetables, cooked or raw. For me, it's raw vegetables. All right, so I did that diet, being free of all those foods for 90 days. And I had the most amazing energy. I had fibromyalgia back then. I had fatigue and I had so much energy. I almost had I sometimes I would have anxiety thinking, "Oh my god, what am I going to do with all this energy?" because I was so used to laying around. But that was back then. I lost 30 pounds too. It was amazing. It didn't work this time. So, but I'm going to tell you to start with your diet. I have other meditations and healings that I share with you when it's hard to change your diet. Why is that? That's working with your inner child and who puts up a fight saying and helping you stay on that healthy eating habits. Your inner child is what keeps you failing. So it's the same thing with alcohol addiction or addictions. I'm sorry, just addictions in general. Something in my eye. Does that make sense? So when you want to change your diet, you want to start on that diet first and just eat vegetables, fruits and vegetables. You want to cook them and you want to eat them raw. So your story is going to be different, but you have to try it. I tried all raw and I didn't feel good being on a vegan diet for 6 weeks. It just didn't work for me. And I found I ate so many salads. You'd think I should be healthy, but it's not true. Sometimes you need to eat cooked foods because something's not working right. Your body doesn't have to work so hard if if some of the foods are cooked or if they're all cooked. So it really determines on the person. Each one of us is different, right? I really need to let you know we're from different planets. So what works for you doesn't work for you. Okay. I'm just going to think that because I've seen other people repair themselves just being on a vegan diet. I'm doing this cooked diet and I'm feeling amazing. I've had so much energy. I could ride 25 miles, go home and paint, pull weeds, talk on here at the same time, and then go play and chase after the kids. That's how I want to feel every single day. You can feel like that too. You have to make changes first. So the first thing you want to do is change your diet. That's your second brain. You want to change your diet. Start doing that first and be here tomorrow at the same time. And I'm going to teach you how to do muscle testing to test whether it's a parasite, a bacteria, a fungus, a mold. Could be the hijackers. Could be your cell phones. Computers. I think they have crystals and magnets to help with that to keep you balanced. But so if it's not the stomach, what else could it be? So actually today I'm talking about the stomach for the next 10 minutes. Um, I know I know fats, good source of fats help with the stomach and the lining. The mucus, you have mucus from the moment you put something in your food, you've got mucus that goes all the way down to the end, right? That's a good source of olives, olive oils, and avocados. I don't really know. And sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds. Some of you may not be able to eat sunflower seeds, but peanut, sunflower seed oil, sunflower butter. It's like peanut butter. I know almonds aren't supposed to be that good when you're healing unless they're skin free. Again, what works for one person doesn't work for the other. And you want to check with your doctor also to make sure. But when it comes to nutrition, doctors don't know everything. And again, one person it works for them, another person doesn't. It depends on what's going on. It depends on your mind too and how bad you want to heal. So for me, I wanted to heal. My me wanted to heal, but my subconscious is blocking me. So no matter what I would do, I would try patches, I would try quantum physics stuff, and nothing would work. So I'm going to pass the stomach now. Once you're eating and doing everything right, like for me, I am on an all cooked diet. No sugar. Oh, that's not true. I do my amino acids. I'd love to drink stuff that's purple. It makes me feel good. If you're eating stuff that makes you feel good, that's your inner child. If you got to have that soda, you're depriving that inner child. And that's why that you fail every time you try and diet and try and eat healthier. When you fail, don't be so hard on yourself. It's not your fault. You got to talk to your inner child, your subconscious, and tell them it's okay to change. It's okay to make changes because this is what I've been doing, and you have to do it every day. And I've had to work with my subconscious, and her name was Brittany. I called her Brittany the monster because she'd always put up a fight. Every time I was trying to eat healthy, I'd do great for weeks and not feel a difference because she does not want me to feel better because she feels safe. And the reason we feel safe being eating this junk food and feeling unhealthy is because she had a fear that I was not going to get into a healthy relationship, or it's because I have fears of money, and we have to remove those fears. So once you're doing everything for your stomach and nothing's working, now remember 10 years ago this worked for me. Um and I had that washboard stomach. I was thin and I had energy and all my pain went away. I used to have a kink in my neck for days, years. I still worked out every single day, but I'd be in bed for the rest of the day. It was, I was determined to be in shape, and I was in shape, but I had no energy. Do not sacrifice anything to be healthy, happy, and successful because it will happen. And that's what I did. I was determined to be healthy. I wanted to have no pain. All my pain was gone, but I was healthy in the way that I could go to the gym and look good, but I had no energy. So don't sacrifice. We want to be healthy, happy, and successful. We, now let's go back. It's okay to be healthy, happy, successful at the same time. There's no reason why we can't have all of them. So you have to go back to your subconscious. Why am I unhealthy? Why am I having a hard time eating healthy when I want this? So for me, it's because I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel happy. I wasn't excited about life. So I had to go back to that inner child. So that's me. Now we can figure it out. I'm going to be doing that meditation with us next Tuesday. So a week from yesterday at the same time. And you want to be here for that because that's going to help determine what's blocking you from moving forward. It's a meditation where you're going to be journaling, and I want you to write what's going on in your life, what you're feeling when we go through this meditation. So if you don't hear the live one, it's okay. You can hear you can listen to the video, and you're going to want to listen to the video every day to start your healing process. All right, back to that stomach. So, what do we eat? I eat cooked vegetables, and I still go to restaurants and I'll go to Vietnamese food, and I'll have pho. I just can't get it with the meat. I give the meat to my son. I'll eat soups. I make a lot of healthy soups. You want different vegetables. You don't want to eat the same thing 4 or 5 times a day because I'm going to tell you when you go on straight vegetables, you're hungry all day long because your subconscious is like going in shock, going, "Where's the food?" Right? So I've gotten down to the point where I eat 3 meals a day and I don't have to eat. I used to eat thinking I had to. You don't have to eat. That's your subconscious going, "What are you doing?" You have to eat because that's a feel good thing. You're trying to fulfill that void through eating, alcohol, drugs, whatever you do to feel good. It's a void you have to fulfill. You have to figure out what that void is. A lot of those voids are not feeling loved, not feeling wanted, and this goes from your to your past. So I'm not going to be doing any healings to take you back into the past experiences. I'm going to take you to your past to remove the past. We're just going to say past. We're going to bring up all the past experiences that are causing our pain, our stomach issues, our fatigue, our anxiety, whatever it might be, and we're going to remove and let them go. So a lot of it will be related to the stomach, a lot of it will be related to the subconscious. So, stomach issues, you want to change your diet. Who's ready to change your diet? I'm going to try and just do tea now with no sugar. And this is my last time with this amino acids. It has caffeine and sugar in it. Something about the caffeine in there and sugar works really good. But I'm taking stuff for my adrenals to have energy. Um, you don't need to have caffeine. I don't need to have caffeine because I'm strengthening every day my adrenals. Your adrenals will stop working if you're doing caffeine. If you're doing any stimulants to make you feel better, the sodas, the sugar and the caffeine, sugar doesn't make me excited. Sugar just um, sugar doesn't do anything for me. So I don't get that high off sugar. So if that's something you have to have, you need to start cutting back and start asking for your adrenals to start kicking in. Your adrenals aren't working because you don't use them. You use stimulants to give you the energy instead of the adrenals. It's the same thing as a diabetic. When you start pushing the insulin, usually when you're with diabetes, when I was younger, I had my adrenals weren't working and my pancreas was working too fast. I would have became a diabetic. So one's working too fast, one's working too slow. I had to raise my adrenals through nutrition to lower the pancreas to stop pushing the insulin so much. I was getting too much insulin, and eventually I would have had none. So I was like hypoglycemic and then hyper and hypo. I was both, which is very normal. And I felt like I needed to eat all the time, but that was my feel good thing. I didn't need to eat. That's the only thing I felt that would make me feel good. So does that make sense? So if you're having a hard time, you want to start making changes by changing your diet to start healing the stomach. The stomach will heal a lot of you, but then when you start doing that and it stops working, then you got to start working with your subconscious. Does that make sense? So can any of you acknowledge me? I don't know if you're listening. Um, can anybody just say thumbs up? Yes, I want to make changes. You got to start making the changes. So what did I do? No breads, no pastas, no potatoes. I ate sweet potatoes. Um, I did bone broth. I'm gonna have bone broth as soon as I get off here with you because bone broth is supposed to heal the stomach. I actually never even knew about bone broth, which is kind of funny because I'm a nutritionist. That's my background. But I believe in whole foods, and my stomach got so bad to where I uh, I would blow up like a balloon. I just blow up like a balloon. I feel like a blimp with these little limbs, right? Uh, but yeah, so what do I eat? All vegetables. I eat a lot of asparagus, stir fried in olive oil and garlic. I'm actually allergic to garlic and I have issues with onions. I have problems with, and those are two good healing foods that you can put in with your vegetables. Apple cider vinegar. I have an issue with that. And it could be because I don't produce bacteria to help absorb it. So, whatever's going on in your body, you're not absorbing your nutrients. And you want to start getting the body to work properly. Once you get that stomach working, you're going to have way more energy and your limbs are going to feel good. You're going to be able to move your hands and you're going to be able to think better. You're going to be able to run again. I just started being able to run. Like I'm a bike rider, but I ran today and I wasn't able to run since a year ago. So slowly taking baby steps. And I'm going to tell you, it's a slow process for me. Now, when I changed my diet in 90 days, I had amazing, amazing energy. So you can have that, but you have to make those changes. And you want to keep a journal how to feel better. Any questions? Anybody have anything to say? So what did I say I was going to do for tomorrow? Tomorrow we're going to do muscle testing. I'm going to share with you how to to learn to talk to your body. We should be our best friends with our body. We should be best friends with our bodies. If you can't be best friends with your body, who can you trust? You can't trust your own body if your body is putting poisons in it. If you're putting alcohol and drugs, listen, I know it feels good, but if you're putting junk in your body, if you're smoking, if you're drinking, if you're popping pills, doing cocaine, taking speed, you got to ask yourself, you know, do I really love you? Do I love you? Why am I doing this? Now, I'm not being hard on the people that because I've been there. I've done this kind of stuff. But I when I started asking myself, why do I do this? What showed up was that I didn't care enough about myself. And it's not that I didn't care about me because I was trying to quit all the dangers that I was putting, all the dangerous foods and things I was putting in my body. When I would eat the half gallon of ice cream, it felt good. But why am I doing this? So I had to go back into my inner child and sit and talk to her and say, how can I be best friends with you? What can I do to quit eating obsessively, drinking? I could drink alcohol and not feel a thing. When you are drinking obsessively, if you're doing drugs and you can't wait to do the next drug, it's because you're trying to fill a void that's not getting filled. And that's why you have to keep eating, drinking, smoking, popping pills, whatever you might be doing. That's filling a void and that's only temporary. So you got to go back into that child and say, why am I doing this? Why do I harm myself? So I had to learn to love and appreciate me, you. And you have to do that too. So if you want to do that, I can share with you. Oh, I forgot my stove is coming today. Um, and they're probably calling. I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna come back as after they install it, and maybe I'll just teach you how to do the I'll teach you how to do the muscle testing. We'll do that tomorrow. I'll come back and just check in. If you want to make changes, I will be back. Just let me get that hooked up and I'll talk to you soon. I love you guys. First thing you want to do is start learning to love yourself. Thanks for being here. I'll get back as soon as I can. Yes, my stove is here. They said 12. I have 15 more minutes.
Mm.